Hey, my name's James Nicholson and welcome to my channel. Now, this channel is all about my property journey, me expanding my property portfolio, but more importantly, I'm building a portfolio for my two daughters, Georgia, who's 21, Emily, who's 1. We've already got Georgia, her first property, which you can see all about on this channel, so check out the other videos and join us on the journey on how we get on, the highs and lows and everything in between. So while you're here, to make sure that happens, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of every video that we make. Now, I want to talk about something called HMOs. What are they? Are they any good? Should you be using HMOs as a strategy to grow your wealth and everything in between? So watch this video to the end. Well, what is an HMO first off? Well, an HMO is something called a house of multiple occupancy. The easiest way and most common type of HMO is student accommodation, right? So maybe you went to university and you rented a property from somebody on a room by room basis. Maybe you've got a group of friends together and got a 5-bedroom place and rented that out and you paid your portion of that rent. Well, HMOs are becoming more and more common because in the UK, we just don't have enough space. Now, not only that, they're convenient for people as well. You see, some people, they may live in one area and they may work somewhere else and they might want accommodation on the weekdays and they go home on the weekends. So professionals are using these as well, and they're much cheaper than obviously hiring a hotel. Now, how does it work? Well, if you wanted to get an HMO, what you might look at is buying something like a 3-bedroom house, and then you might have 2 spare rooms in that house. So you want to look for properties where you've got a living room and maybe a dining room as well. Now, what you would do is convert that living room and that dining room into additional bedrooms. Ideally, if possible, you want to get big rooms so you could possibly add an extra bathroom. Then, if you were to rent that house as a 3-bedroom house, you might achieve, wherever it's based, let's just say you got £1,000 rent, which is pretty good, right? Now, if you rent it out on a room by room basis, you will be able to achieve probably around £500 for each room. Now, if you've got 5 rooms, that means instead of getting £1,000, you're going to get £2,500. Now, there are some additional costs for you because if someone rents the property from you as a single tenant and they take all of the property, the 3-bedroom house, they pay the bills, they pay the council tax, they pay the rent. And so when you're doing it with this strategy, you're going to pay the bills. And the benefits are to someone is that they can move in fast, they've got a fixed cost, they don't have to worry about gas, electric and all of that sort of stuff. And it's more flexible. They're not likely to take it for a year. They might take it on a monthly rolling contract. They could be there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't know. But it's the flexibility they're looking for. Now, for you, you want to make sure that you ideally get your costs and the bills, hopefully, let's just say they're £500. So that would mean that you're going to make an extra £1,000 clear profit every single month. Now, that's the benefit of HMOs. And so HMOs, they can be in all areas. In fact, cities where buy-to-let might not work. For example, if you wanted to get a buy-to-let property in London, you wouldn't be able to because the rent is expensive, but it's not enough that you would be able to borrow enough money. And so you'd end up putting a huge deposit into that property and you wouldn't get your return on investment. But you could rent a 3-bedroom house or buy a 3-bedroom house in London and convert it into a house of multiple occupancy. Now, other things that you need to consider is certain areas you need a license. And so you could Google your town, put HMO license, Dorking, HMO license, Crawley, and just see, does that area need you to be licensed? And if it does, that's fine. You just need to find out what are the requirements. Are they giving out more licenses at the moment? It might mean that you need to put like additional fire doors in there. You might need to put extra smoke alarms and heat detectors. You need to find out what your licensing requirement is in the area where you're looking to invest. That's a really, really important thing. Now, also you want to know, is there demand? How much roughly does a room go for? Because you don't look on Rightmove for this information. You're going to look at a website called spareroom.com. Spare Room. And if you go to Spare Room, you can put in that you're looking for a room and you'll see what options there are. And it'll give you a rough idea on how many people are looking for a room and how much people are willing to pay for a room as well. So some areas people will pay £800 for a room for a month in London, whereas if you go up north, it might be £400. But this strategy still works because the houses up north are significantly cheaper than they are in the south. So that's what I want you to look at, and that's basically what an HMO is. It's a high cash flow strategy. It's very good to get your income higher. Obviously, that's the pros. The cons are that you might be looking for tenants more often because they might not stick around for months, they might, or years. They might stick around for like 6 months at a time in between things, so you might need to replace them. Another benefit is as well is that, look, if you have a single let family house and you rent it out and then suddenly the people leave, you're getting zero rent. But if you've got 5 bedrooms and one person leaves, you're still getting rent from the other room. So you're not going to be down to zero, which is a key consideration as well. So that's another thing to think about. So that's what HMOs are. That's the point of this video. If you found this useful, smash the like button. Comment below with any questions you've got. I'll make videos to reply to all of them. And if you want to join our property community, then do check the link out in the description. I put a link in there where you can join us in our Facebook group, ask questions, get to know people, find other investors that are learning along the way as well. So do join us in our Facebook group below. That's it from me. I'm James Nicholson. Subscribe if you didn't earlier, and I'll see you in the next video. Go and check out this video here where I talk about what are the 10 cheapest places to invest in the UK right now. Not only that, I also go into detail on looking at some of the deals on Rightmove that are there. So go and check out the 10 cheapest places to buy right now.